JazzCast Pros.
So we're going to talk about burnout a little bit and tying up 2021 and what that looks like. When it comes to burnout, that feeling of exhaustion, being extra sensitive, you're not feeling utilized or you're being overutilized. How do you make sure you never get to that place? Boundaries and burnout go hand in hand, especially when you are on the verge of burnout from doing too much.
Welcome to Living the Front Seat Life. I'm your host, Kelly Marie, and I invite you to take this journey with me. We're going to be talking about all things mental health and emotional well-being. You see, I am a overcomer. If you are interested in figuring out the path for you to determine how and where you will drive your future, this is the place to be. We get to determine the ride. We may not get to determine the weather or who's on the road with us or if it's going to be a scenic route or not, but we are the drivers. So join me on this ride, living the front seat life.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Here we are, the end of 2021. And I'm not going to do a countdown or anything like that. All of my episodes are my favorite episodes. So, if you want to go back and check out some episodes that you may not have listened to or a replay of your favorite episode, I encourage you to do that. But I'm not going to do a countdown this year. What I want to do, though, is first of all, welcome you to Living the Front Seat Life podcast. And of course, I'm going to ask that you like, subscribe, share, follow. We want to get the word out about the work that is happening right here at Front Seat Life LLC. And one of those things is this podcast that you're listening to. So thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your comments. It's all very much appreciated. I love hearing from you guys. So if you do have a favorite episode, please feel free to drop that in the comments, whether you are listening in Podbean or Pandora, Google, wherever your favorite podcasting platform is. Feel free to drop in a comment and I'll get that. Or you can always email me at kellymarie@frontseatlife.com. Because it's the end of the year and it can be a tough time for a lot of folks. We've talked about emotional wellness and boundaries and all that stuff. But what I want to talk about this time is burnout. I just finished a panel discussion on burnout. It was actually called Burnout 101. Over at Damon College, and it was a great panel discussion. I was with some amazing folks, and not just from mental health or health, but from student affairs and educators. And we got to talk about burnout from a professional standpoint, what it's like realizing or, feeling burnout creeping up. How can you recognize it? What you can do to mitigate, what burnout does to you, and even being in that space to begin with. And so to bring you guys all up to speed, you can also head over to Damon's YouTube page because it's up there, their page, DAEMEN College, Damon College. Burnout 101 was the name of the panel discussion. One of the things that I found so intriguing was that so many people in the discussion were experiencing burnout as well. So we're going to talk about burnout a little bit and year-end, tying up 2021 and what that looks like. But I want to make sure that you guys always have resources at hand. So I want to give you some upfront. If you are looking for who to call, like you know what you want, you know what you need, you know what service you're looking for, but you don't know what that service is, you can call 211 on your phone or go to 211 in your browser. And you can do a keyword search for the type of services you may be looking for. So when it comes to burnout, that feeling of exhaustion, fatigue, being extra sensitive and being short with people, the feeling, that the work that you're doing isn't important. These are all signs and symptoms of burnout. Some of them also include not being able to sleep or sleeping too much. That comes up a lot when we're talking about mental health and being healthy and understanding when maybe we're not at our healthiest, sleep is usually up there right at the top, no matter what someone may be experiencing. Burnout really can affect you when you're not feeling utilized or you're being overutilized. It's not just always having too much to do, but it could be not having enough to do. It's really a interesting phenomenon to me, how one can be burnt out from either one of those scenarios. It feels like muscle tension if you are generally long-tempered, but now everything is really getting on your nerves. You are more short with people, just in your everyday conversation. Those are ways that it can come out and manifest. I know for me, I can feel burnout coming. I will get that sense of helplessness, right? Not that I need help, but that the work that I'm doing really isn't beneficial. I feel helpless in that no matter how hard I work, I feel like I'm not really reaching a goal. And that's for me one of my early indicators that I need to readjust and refocus and reconsider some things. How do you make sure you never get to that place? You guys know I'm big on boundaries. Boundaries and burnout go hand in hand, especially when you are on the verge of burnout from doing too much because your plate is too full. Boundaries are huge in that regard. Being able to set your schedule. Sometimes things start falling off your plate because you're in that burnout phase. And that can be another sign for someone. Things that you don't typically forget, you're forgetting. Or tasks that you can easily accomplish, you just aren't able to do, or you forget to do them. And one of the ways that you can adjust and pivot is by, and I've talked about this before, but writing out all of your commitments, everything that you are supposed to be doing, no matter if it's something you want to do or don't want to do, write it all out. Make that list, check it twice. It's a holiday season. Make that list, write down everything. And this is your list. So there's no need to not include something. Throw it all on there. If you aren't including something, you're cheating yourself, because this exercise is really for you to see what's on your plate and how to prevent burnout before it really settles in. If it manifests for you in physical or muscle stiffness or fatigue, one of the things you can do, if you have a FSA card through your health insurance and you have FSA dollars on them, you can buy a muscle massager, handheld muscle massager. They're the trigger kind. They tap, for lack of a better word. But some are shaped like a triangle, some are in an L shape. They come with different attachments, but that is a FSA eligible purchase. So if you can't always get to, or have never had the opportunity to go and get a massage, and you have, I'm trying to give you a way to be able to not come out of pocket and spend anything, but if you have extra FSA dollars left over, that is coverable. You can get one of them online. I know the FSA store, fsastore.com. FSA store has them online, as well as a whole bunch of other things that you can purchase. But that's something to consider as well. Helping to move that tension around, loosen up the muscles, is a great way to assist with the symptoms of burnout. Now, it's not addressing the burnout itself, but it is helping with the symptoms of burnout. I just got one of those massage guns, and they are amazing. Mine is heated, and, I'm not out there exercising at all, y'all. Like, not even a little bit. But when I tell you I can still use a massage, like, you don't have to be a pro athlete or even a weekend warrior to be able to benefit from muscle relaxation. One of the ways you can snag one is to use your FSA dollars. So there is another tip for you. Another way to mitigate some burnout is to really ask yourself what you're doing for yourself, right? I just mentioned massages. What are you doing for you to help you get through this phase, this time in your life? You could be burnt out from a whole bunch of different things. It doesn't have to be work. It could be the holiday season. It could be the fact that we're at the end of the year and the whole year has you burnt out, right? It could be anything. That right there is number one. Know why you're burning out. It is beneficial to mitigate, the circumstances, or, kind of address the symptoms, but to actually know why you're burning out and what's happening, key. So very key. Another thing is knowing your baseline, right? So knowing what you're like, how you operate, how you feel about things, your general level of sarcasm, if sarcasm is something you specialize in, your reaction to people, to know what that is at your baseline. When everything is all good, everything's cool, nothing's going wrong, how are you then? Because you now have a point of reference to say, you know what, when everything is all right, I'm not so sensitive, or I'm not as sarcastic. Maybe I'm, sarcastic on Fridays, but the other days, not so much. Now you find yourself, sarcasm is the thing that you live by. That is and can be a sign that burnout is creeping up on you. And if the whole year is your reason for burnout, you only have a few days left until 2022 begins. So I want to just shift real quick to what we tend to do every year, and that's making New Year's resolutions, and give you a tip on how to set 2022 up so that you won't be in a position of burnout at the end of the year. Starting with day one, no resolutions. We're not making resolutions. We are not promising to do anything but be our best selves, to be kind to ourselves. If we lose weight, we lose weight. If we get the budget in order, we get the budget in order. It's one thing to visualize your tomorrow and work towards something, and another thing altogether to make a resolution. Right now, you'll probably find a billion articles about why New Year's resolutions are no good for you, but they put undue stress and pressure on you. Why undue? Because we normally make more than one resolution, and they are generally unreachable goals, right? I'm going to lose 20 pounds in the next 2 months. I'm not going to have any sugar. You guys know how I am about sugar. I'm not going to have any sugar for the whole year. I'm going to exercise every day. They may even be moderate goals. I'm going to exercise 3 times a week. That is so fair and moderate, right? But that added pressure of it being a New Year's resolution, listen, we're about it for that first month. Some of us, like the first day. And after that, you can forget about it. And that's okay, right? So my suggestion to you is to mitigate burnout for 2022, to set yourself up for success, no New Year's resolutions. If you want to make a life change, go ahead and make that change. You want to live better? Go ahead and live better. You want to start eating more vegetables or working out or cutting back on your sugar? Don't wait until the first of the year. You can start that right now. You can start it tomorrow. It doesn't have to start on a Sunday or a Monday. It doesn't have to start on January 1st. You don't have to wait to make healthy decisions. You are empowered to make those decisions whenever you're ready. Now, if it happens to fall on one of those days, so be it. But honestly, I just want you to know that when it comes to New Year's resolutions, if there's something that you want to do, just go ahead and do it. Leave the resolutions to, well, hopefully no one. I don't want anybody making New Year's resolutions, but I understand that some people actually make resolutions and stick to them. They have no problem doing it. And for those people, y'all are the bomb. High five to you. You are just built different. For the rest of us, they just don't do well for us. And that is okay. Now, before I leave you guys, I just want to update you on my birthday. I had an amazing birthday. I want to thank you for all the shout outs and birthday love. I spent the whole day just doing things with my friends that I would not normally do. I started out with breakfast, and breakfast kept me full all day. I hung out with 2 other girlfriends on my birthday. We had a private paint party, just me and one of my girlfriends. I went shopping at Michael's and bought a planner and just did fun stuff. Now you might be like, really, Kelly, you bought a planner for your birthday? I did. It's the end of the year and I need a planner for next year. I already have a planner for next year, but that's not the point. I wanted another one, and so now I have one. Went to a plant shop and added a string of turtles plant to the family and picked up a fern that is in need of rehabilitation. So hopefully I'll be able to nurse him back to health. We'll see. But I had a great time. I encourage you, if you're like me and you don't celebrate your birthdays and you haven't done it for a while, try celebrating your birthday this year. I, believe that every day is a celebration, but taking that one day and making it all about me was not so bad. It was pretty darn cool. And so thank you to Latricia, Amia, and Annette for rolling with me on my birthday. Thank you to Carolyn, who called to sing to me and make my day. Thank you to Kelly Coran. You guys, it was just an amazing, amazing day. I am sharing that with you because we talked about it in a previous podcast. And so I wanted to give you an update, but I also wanted to let you know that I knew that I was blessed and I have great friends, but being able to spend time with them and in a way that was comfortable for me was really just an amazing experience. They all know that I love them and that individually I do better one-on-one. If we all had planned to spend a day together, just like 5 people with me, I would not have made it. It would not have been fun. I would not have enjoyed it at all. But because everyone was willing to split up the day and share a couple hours with me at a time, that really made for a more enjoyable day for me. So a big shout out to you guys. You are the real MVPs. And, shout out to my mom. She's the best. She listens to every single podcast. If you guys know her, you know that she is super supportive. And she was very supportive of me celebrating my birthday and got a chuckle out of the birthday podcast. So, Mommy, I love you. And I love all of you guys. Not as much as I love my mom. I love her more. But I love you guys too. And really appreciate you for listening to Living the Front Seat Life podcast. The next time we get together, it will be 2022. Can you believe it? Yes. This is the last podcast of 2021. You have been listening to Living the Front Seat Life podcast. I am your host, mental health advocate and coach, Kelly Marie. And until the next time, be the light and happy New Year.